All right, so the NFL Conference Championship rounds for the AFC and NFC were both today, and now we have our Super Bowl matchup, which will be the Bengals and the Rams 2 weeks from today in LA at SoFi Stadium, which will be a great Super Bowl to watch. Yeah, I know I'm wearing Rams stuff because I am rooting for them, and I was rooting for them today. But yeah, both teams I wanted to won, the Rams and the Bengals, but I thought I'd just talk about both these games. First off, the Bengals and the Chiefs. This game was at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs were the favorites going into this. However, the Bengals did beat the Chiefs earlier this year. The Chiefs came out firing on all cylinders. They were scoring in every drive. They had, a 21-3 lead at one point, and the Bengals just, clicked at halftime, and I think they totally turned this around. Joe Burrow and the Bengals scored 11 points in the third quarter, which eventually, would tie the game up. And eventually this game would go to overtime, and the Chiefs won the coin toss, but Mahomes threw an interception, and the Bengals got an Evan McPherson field goal and won the game. So they will be going to the Super Bowl, and they're going to be trying to win their first ever Super Bowl in their franchise history. Interesting note, the Bengals, like I said, they were down at halftime by 11. When they played the Chiefs previously, they were down by halftime by 11 as well. And the Chiefs really choked in this game. I mean, they just weren't really connecting in the second half, but they were playing good in the first half. Mahomes threw 2 interceptions and 3 touchdowns and went for 275 yards. His leading receiver was Travis Kelce, but he didn't really have too much of an impact in the second half either. And I'm just happy for the Bengals because I am pretty anti-Chiefs. For the Bengals, they had a really good game from T. Higgins, which was huge. And CJ Uzoma got injured early on. Jamar Chase had 54 yards, and Joe Burrow was great. He had 2 touchdowns, 250 yards, and an interception. It's great for the Bengals. Overtime winner, and they're going to the Super Bowl. And they'll play against the Rams in that, and I'll talk about the Rams-Niners game in just a moment. But this game was very exciting because, of course, the Bengals down by 18 rather. They were down 21-3. And the Chiefs just, I felt like, kind of slacked off more in the second half. And that interception at the end of the game really sealed the deal for Cincinnati. I mean, their defense really stepped up and won them the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. The second game was also decided by 3 points. The LA Rams and the Niners. Of course, I was really rooting for the Rams. I have family that's Rams fans. That being said, I'm not a Rams fan myself, but I am rooting for them, and I'm anti-49ers, so that's that. The Rams won 20-17. Interesting fact, they play at SoFi Stadium, of course, which is the first stadium in NFL history to host a Super Bowl and a conference championship in the same year. And the Rams will be the second team in 2 years to play in the Super Bowl at the stadium they normally play in as their home stadium. This, in my opinion, is likely Jimmy Garoppolo's last game as a 49er. He did pretty terribly at the end of the game, throwing an interception. That sealed the deal for the Rams to run down the clock and eventually kick the game-winning field goal. And the Rams were dominant in the third and fourth quarters mostly. I mean, the third they didn't score in the third quarter, but in the fourth they scored 13 unanswered points. And the Niners, played pretty good early on. This was a battle of the defenses to start out the game, with it being 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Niners, had a really good second quarter and third quarter mostly, and they jumped out to a 17-7 lead. But then they got confident and cocky, and they lost the game in the fourth quarter. I think, the Niners were really benefiting off of luck in most of these weeks. I mean, these past 2 weeks they won because of misjudgment by the other team, and this week, once they actually played an opponent that was competent enough, they got the win. The Rams did against the Niners. For the Rams, they did pretty well in this game. 337 yards for Stafford, 2 touchdowns. Of course, he's going to his first ever Super Bowl, which is big for him considering he's been in the league a long time. For him, Cooper Kupp was amazing with 142 yards and 2 touchdowns, which were the only touchdowns for the Rams. And Odell Beckham Jr. had 113 yards receiving. But besides that, Matt Gay, he did okay. He was 2 of 3 on field goals. He missed 1 field goal, but ended up not making an impact. An interesting thing was for the 49ers, one of their defenders, he dropped a really big interception that would have been. And that really turned the game, a while. And it was interesting. But Jaquiski Tart, he dropped it would have been an interception that might have won them the game, but we never know. Rams will go to the Super Bowl. Their second in 4 years, of course, and it'll be their home stadium, so they'll have a significant advantage, hopefully, for them. I'm rooting for them with the home crowd. But even today, it was 65% 49er fans there. So hopefully, for the Rams, they show up in the Super Bowl. But yeah, Rams trying to win their second Super Bowl next week, or 2 weeks from now, and the Bengals are trying to win their first ever Super Bowl. Two teams that have kind of been on the short end of history for most of their franchise. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to do it. The Rams beat the 49ers 20-17, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs 27-24, and Super Bowl in 2 weeks. So let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, peace out.